Canada has multiple channels and opportunities according to different situations. I would talk about my situation and my visa.
You are really into moving to another country and you ended living in Canada. Is that correct?
Is that correct? Yeah, that time was the starting point for me to start to see the possibility to move to another country, working in the thing that I love, which is code. Now I'm in Montreal. Montreal is in Quebec. So yeah, I found two most interesting places for me, for my personality and the thing that I like most in Canada. So one was Montreal and another was the opposite one in terms of culture and variety was Vancouver. But yeah, I choose Montreal. Top three, the first one is the people is very kind and is open to immigrants. You know, you can see my English is not American at all, and I have some issues, but people is totally open. And also the French, people that only speak French, always try to understand you and help you. And then I remember when we moved, we rent the house where we are living now. The neighbors came to us, knock the door and offer help if we need, and brings cakes and those kind of things. I love the people and the culture.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. Other thing is something that I enjoy a lot of Argentinian living 1 year before in Argentina is the stability, the economic. You know, you can save money, you can achieve, those things that seems to be impossible in Argentina right now, like a house or let's say a car or, a good education. For this is another point I would say. The third one is the education for my son specifically. I have a son. He's 8 years old. So he's studying in a school very nice, because he's trying to learn English and French. So two new languages. And people again in the school, they offer the same level of education with an extra layer, which is teach the language and inclusion and those kind of things. That's amazing.
That's
so summarizing the people, the economic situation that Canada has right now.
Economic stability.
Education. Yeah, stability. Cool. And also this growing economic all the time. People is, it's amazing. You live in a country with similar situations. So
it is expensive to live in Canada? Because you're telling me that it has a stable economy. New Zealand as well, it's a stable economy. Still is expensive, but salaries are kind of good enough anyway in order for people to have a good lifestyle. How it is like the balance between I don't really know if Canada is expensive or not, or Montreal specifically, but how it is kind of like salaries according to cost of life as a software developer.
Particularly for me, for my lifestyle, I would say it's better than in Argentina compared with an Argentinian salary, because I work remotely for the same company. So living in Argentina with the same salary, I had a better quality of life, or not, I don't know quality of life, but yes, a better economic situation. Of course, because you it's different when you
because
have
of the
dollars,
exchange currency,
the exchange, etc. Yeah, but compared with the Argentinian salary as a software developer and here in Canada, definitely here is not expensive. It's cheaper, definitely cheaper.
Okay.
You can achieve more things with a normal developer salary. I don't have statistics or something to confirm what I say, but
that's your feelings.
Yeah, my feeling is yes, as usual as any part of the world, or I would say North America at least, is JavaScript, React.js specifically, that library is very demanded. And then, yeah, Go is another technology, Java,
Okay.
C#.
When it comes to cloud, do you see a preference on Azure or AWS or Google Platform Cloud, or maybe private clouds?
That's a very
what are your thoughts?
interesting question, because in terms of quantity, I see many people using Amazon Web Services, but then huge companies with huge number of employees. So in numbers of people, probably is more. They are using cloud, Google Cloud. So it's like,
okay.
Yeah,
Interesting. I
depends on
thought
the
that you were
company.
gonna say Azure with Microsoft, but not really. Interesting.
Well, I newcomer here. Probably there are more people and more companies. So
Nah, I know, but your feeling is that there's more companies, bigger companies with more people. They are using Google Platform Cloud, but then you see more companies using AWS. From what you see,
that's based on the people that I know here, which is few people, and then on LinkedIn with my contacts in Montreal and those kind of things. But yeah. I working with PHP. I would say WordPress, just specifically using some particular custom system, but that a custom framework that we have in the company. But in general, it's PHP, MySQL, WordPress, and yeah, that's a summary of the technology. Montreal is in Quebec. Quebec is a province that is a French community, French speakers community. That's the main language, the first language that people will speak. But most of the people, we say 50% of the people, more or less, speak both languages. But yeah, in the street and in every place, people speak French. And then when you force people to speak English, so they would choose or switch to English if possible.
Cool.
But yeah, I don't speak French. No, I don't speak French at all. Bonjour, au revoir, and that's it. In fact, in Montreal and in Quebec, I was centralized in Montreal. Almost 40% of the people are immigrants. So that's because the huge population is English speaker in Montreal. So, but I find people from around the world, Canada, specifically in Montreal. There are multicultural people around the city, and you have places and communities in many places. Yeah. Well, there are multiple options, multiple visas for work. Canada has multiple channels and opportunities according to different situations. I would talk about my situation and my visa because I have knowledge of that, but I know there are multiple ways to achieve the dream, let's say, to work in Canada. I have this visa called LMEA, which is is an opportunity for workers with specific skills. So you apply to that, and in my case, a company applied for me because you need also a job offer for that. So in my case, with the job offer, I applied to that particular visa, and I that's a summary. And
cool. Did you apply or the company applied for you?
Both. So I need the job offer first and apply first, and then they make another application for me behind me. So they will justify In this case, your skills as a software developer is what allow you to apply for this visa? Yeah. So I demonstrated my skills, presenting different documentation, references, letters, and my subject.
So basically, you have to prove that you have those skills.
Exactly. Yeah, and the experience as well. And from that, this is the starting point, and from that is. So the first thing to achieve is to get the job offer, and once you get the job offer, you can get into all this. Exactly. The job offer is for this particular visa. You can apply for a work permit without any job offer. There are other channels for that, but
Okay.
that's
And
what I got.
in this case, it's mandatory to have a university degree or a master's degree or something like that, or it's not mandatory?
It's not mandatory. So it's you have a system with points, I guess, like just like New Zealand and other countries
Yeah.
as well. So if you have a subject in the university, let's say a degree or something similar, you have different points, and the same with the language, etc. You have 4 months during the year here in Montreal, which is snow every day. So it's snowing all the time. You have probably 1 meter. It depends of the moment, but you can have normally 1 meter of snow in the street. So it's cold, and you have something like minus 25, minus 22 degrees.
Wow, that's crazy, huh?
Yeah. You have special clothes. Well, I arrived on December 2020, so I arrived in the middle of the winter. Yeah.
Okay, so you already had 1 winter. You know, you have experienced this winter in Canada.
Yeah.
And 1 summer as well.
1 summer, and I had 4 seasons. The 4 seasons now. Yeah.
Cool. And it's a proper summer. It's a enjoyable summer. It's
it's
cold.
Nice. No, you have 30 degrees, 35 degrees.
Cool.
Yeah, it's nice,
cool.
Nice summer. But I would say the winter is not too bad, because you have every house and every place where you go, the cars, every place is with a properly temperature. Everything is prepared for those temperatures, every construction and etc.
Yeah.
But
if you're in the house, you don't suffer it.
No, and if you have to move, if you have a car, that's okay, no problem. But if you need to take, public transport, for example, is hard. And when I moved at the beginning, I didn't have a car at that point, so it was really hard. Yeah. It depends of the season. Right now we are at the fall, so it's nice to go outside. We have this thing called Montreal, which is a huge park. It's nice now. And then there are a lot of parks and nature to see. And then you have this North American culture, so people go a lot to let's say different commercial places. But I prefer more the nature, and so I enjoy a lot of going parks. And there are those places for kids, so I love to go with my son to different, let's say these those are
playgrounds.
Different places. Yeah, I don't know how to call it, but it depends of the place. But when you can see different astronomics and things related to space, and then you have another related to another topics. So there are places with different topics for kids. So that's nice. I love to enjoy that. And then during the winter, it's just you can stay at home because too many snow outside, is cold. Well, you have 2 different kind of food typical from here. There are foods from every country and every culture, because this is a huge immigrants population here, as I mentioned before. But the typical one, you have the American food, let's say barbecue, or those kind of typical food here. But here in Quebec and Montreal, there are a lot of French food, French cuisine. So you have particular specific dishes that.
What's your favorite dish?
There are something
called
poutine.
French dish.
Yeah, the French dish. There's something called poutine, potatoes.
Okay.
Which is like those are potatoes, French fries, but with the specific sausages. I don't know which ingredient.
I think I have tried here. In a French restaurant. It's kind of like potatoes with the cream and a lot of onion and sausages and and something sweet. I don't know the name of that, but something really sweet. So you have this mix between sweet and
French fries, but yeah, it's nice. Well, first, the language. English is very important. I will talk about Canada. They are open to understand you. You don't need a perfect language. You need understand the language and be able to speak and express something, but you can make mistakes. That's fine. Except you have some specific positions where you need to speak with clients or give specific information, important information. But as a developer, you can make some mistakes and you can, try to improve that when you move later after you move. But yeah, the language is something important.
Number one is English communication skills.
Yeah, definitely.
Number two?
The first one. And number two, well, I would say, in my experience in Argentina, in the companies where I worked before, some of the companies doesn't have this, despite those are small companies, or probably some big companies as well, you don't have this level of details when you are working. In Canada, you have certain level of expectation in terms of details of your work. So you need certain level of quality in the things you do, and be more, be more attentive with every details. Sometimes when you work in small companies, you need to deliver something because you have customer you have customer when they need certain features, or you have deadline and you have to deliver that, and sometimes you don't have enough resources. That happens in every part of the world, right? That happens.
Yeah.
In Canada, the quality is something that the level of quality never go down in any situation. Doesn't matter the resources available at that point. So people is expecting from you the best, and you cannot take you cannot say, okay, that's because I didn't have times. That's because I'm delivering this low quality in my code.
Okay. So quality is kind of like the number two. Number one, English. Number two is the quality of your work. It's higher standards. And the last one, number three?
The last one is when you will apply to a job, you need to read very carefully the job description, because the companies spend a lot of time and resources to think about the position, the thing that they need, and describe that position. They iterate over it, has a lot of meetings and discussions to achieve an agreement about this particular position, and they write this huge document. So you need to read that to understand what the company really needs, and then research about the company. You need to make a huge research about the company and the people who will interview you. So be prepared, really prepared. It's not like in Argentina, like, okay, I just read the website of the company. They need a software developer. I'm a software developer. I will apply, and that's it. From the first interview, you need to have a real clear understanding about what the company needs, so you can match your abilities and your experience with that particular part, and not, try to be specific with the job description instead generic software developer, a generic experience. So I guess that's the third one.
At the end of the day, then, is understand very well what it is they're after, and be able to transmit, like be able to share an updated resume or CV that talks to that job description.
Exactly.
And be
try to match every time.
Match
every time your skills with that job description, and try to the complete interview needs to be focused on that. So that's a successful path, or most clear successful path for those software developer who applies for jobs in another country.